Hello again. I'm Clifton Haskin, and welcome back to iPulse Live.
And I'm Allison Wallace. We begin our broadcast with a look at a very special event that occurred at Lynn a week ago. Here's Clifton.
We're here today at the Wold where the freshman class are packing comfort cases. They're joined by guest speaker and founder of the comfort cases, Rob Shear, to share his story.
It's all about giving opportunities to children in foster care.
Lynn University's Wold Performing Arts Center is where the freshman class packed comfort cases. These comfort cases are backpacks with books, stuffed animals, toiletries, blankets, and other amenities that go to foster children.
I mean, I feel like it's very important for us to not only help our community but also the world. And I believe this is a great opportunity to get to know our organizations near campus, and also try and learn from this experience and try and do our best to change people's lives. Yeah.
The entire freshman class packed into the theater to hear Rob Shear, who was a foster kid himself, speak. The event was made possible from multiple professors and volunteers arranging seating, lighting, and a slideshow backdrop for the venue. After he was introduced, he walked onto the stage with a small bag he was given by the foster care system.
Good morning. Wow. You know, Nelson Mandela said that each and every one of us will be graded within our society on how we treat our children. Do you also realize the fact that people will pay more money to see a football game than they will to invest in a child's future? You know, that bag that's sitting right there tried to define exactly who I was.
He explained to the students what his experience in the foster care system had been.
I thought all families were supposed to live in a house where you did not see a picture on the wall. No holiday was celebrated. And by the way, my friends, I was 40 years old when I received my very first birthday party. Because see, kids with the F in front of their name, and by the way, I'm not talking about the dirty one, we are treated differently. We are looked at differently.
Following Rob Shear's moving speech, the freshmen made their way around the Wold, packing the comfort cases. Each bag was packed with a note to each of the children.
Actually, here at Lynn University, just today, we're changing 1,000 children as they enter the system. So instead of handing someone a trash bag, and understanding that kids come in normally with the clothes that are on their back. And so they don't have toothbrushes, they don't have their own pair of pajamas. And it's very difficult, especially when you have emergency placements. These placements in the middle of the night, it's very, very difficult to make sure that, a home has what is needed. And so that's why these comfort cases are so, so important. So right now, this is 1,000. In the last 6 years, we have done thousands with Lynn University, and we are so, so excited that each year they call us up and say, let's do it again. And what I really hope is that these kids truly get something out of it and understand that they can make a difference.
I think what is most significant about the comfort cases is that it demonstrates how compassionate we are here at Lynn University, and how that's something that we want to communicate to students, that even just a small act can make such a tremendous difference to a child in need.
From iPulse, I'm Clifton Haskin.
You've probably heard about artificial intelligence and all the future possibilities that computers with intelligence can do. But it turns out the future is now. Onelia Wilson documents how far artificial intelligence has come.
Allowing cars to drive themselves, composing songs that mimic popular artists, and producing award-winning art. This is all the work of artificial intelligence. Computers that don't just do what they are told, but in a sense think, learn, and create. The latest buzz in AI is ChatGPT, a chatbot creating stunningly humanoid writing. So how does it work? ChatGPT has been filled with a massive amount of information. Imagine the biggest library you can, then programmed and trained by humans to process and spit out information in conversational phrases. You can ask for 1,000 words on the early days of automobiles, or you can ask it to write a sonnet. It is not perfect, but it can debate, compose essays, solve math problems, write computer code, answer follow-up questions, and admit mistakes. Here is what college students think about this new AI.
It brings a lot of positive aspects to individuals, especially when it comes to writing or creating a new project. It also helps with inspiration. To a certain extent, you have to use it carefully, of course, because if you let it do all the work, creativity side of it and self-inspiration won't show up.
It's a little dangerous because in the worst case scenario, it could take over like our jobs, have real consequences on future generations because you're just using AI. It can prevent you from learning.
ChatGPT has its advantages and disadvantages, and it can even list them if asked. It is still in its beta phase, but there is no doubt that it will have a massive impact in the future. I'm Anelia Wilson for iPulse News.
A 9-year-old girl from Prince Frederick, Maryland, has made the ultimate fossil discovery. Molly Sampson, along with her sister Natalie and her dad, Bruce Sampson, has gone out to hunt treasure in the Maryland Bay. She had been given waders, water pants, as a gift when she suddenly found an incredible fossil. Jonah Cole reports.
I couldn't believe it. Like, it was just so exciting.
It's a day 9-year-old Molly Sampson will never forget.
I usually just find, like, the little ones, and I never really thought I would find a big one like that.
She asked for waders for Christmas so she could continue her treasure hunt for fossils and shark teeth.
We got waders for Christmas, me and my sister. We went out shark's tooth around 9:30 because it was a really low tide, a negative tide.
A low tide and perfect conditions led to a rare discovery.
We were looking around, and I just looked over in the water, and I looked down, I saw like something big. It was like that far away from me, probably. And I went closer to it, and I just like saw it, and I tried to scoop it up with the scooper, but I couldn't because it was so big. And then I just reached in really quick and grabbed it, and I was like screeching.
Experts at the Calvert Marine Museum in Solomon's Island confirmed she had found a megalodon shark tooth dating back to millions of years.
Right, so based on where she found it along Calvert Cliff, we estimate, we don't know exactly because we don't know exactly which layer it came from, and we can't date the tooth itself. But we estimate that it's about 15 million years old based on where she found it.
Her father, who passed down the hobby to Molly, says he's never found one as big as her find.
My biggest one is about 3.5 inches, and I actually found that walking on the beach with my mom.
Molly says she wants to be a paleontologist when she grows up. For iPulse, I'm Jonah Cole.
According to University of North Carolina poll, most Floridians want the adult use of marijuana to be legal in the Sunshine State, but that is not currently the case. Under state law, the possession of up to 20 grams of cannabis can be punishable by a $1,000 fine and up to a year in prison. I asked Lynn students what they feel about Florida laws that, in effect, ban recreational marijuana use. I'm with Nicole and Annabelle. Do you guys think that Florida should allow recreational uses of marijuana?
I believe it should because I'm from New Jersey and it's already legalized there. So I feel like if they legalize it in Florida, you'd have so many happy people.
I definitely think it should because I think it's very hard for some people to get their hands on a med card, and that could help with multiple different health reasons, mental anxiety and money. And if you don't need to get a med card and it could just be for like recreational use, I think that could help a lot of people.
Do you guys believe that Florida should legalize recreational use of marijuana?
I don't smoke, but I do think they should legalize it because it helps people with stress and a lot of problems they have, so why not?
I 100% believe that it should be legalized for recreational use. I believe that it is good for antidepressant, any kind of anxiety if you have joint pain.
I'm here with Jalen. Do you think that marijuana should be legal in Florida?
I think so. I think it should be legal in Florida.
Why so?
Because I feel like a lot of people do it and they think they gotta hide it and stuff, and maybe it'd be better if they can just get it legally.
Florida Governor DeSantis says marijuana should remain criminalized because of its putrid odor. DeSantis says he is opposed to full legalization, especially when it comes to recreational use. but he may be in favor of decriminalizing recreational use.
And in other Florida news, Governor Ron DeSantis has blocked a new African American advanced placement course from being taught in high schools. He cites its inclusion of sexual and gender discussions known as queer theory as the main reason. Here's Romanchika Singh.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' administration has blocked the new advanced placement African American Studies class for high school students. It is unclear what material the agency found objectionable, but it follows DeSantis' effort to limit teaching about critical race theory. According to Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, these studies have been pushing agendas.
This course on Black history, what's one of the lessons about? Queer theory. Now, who would say that an important part of Black history is queer theory? That is somebody pushing an agenda on our kids. You look to see they have stuff about intersectionality, abolishing prisons. That's a political agenda. And so that's the wrong side of the line for Florida standards. We believe in teaching kids facts and how to think, but we don't believe they should have an agenda imposed on them.
The state enacted a law in 2020-2021 that banned teaching the concept, as well as material from the 1619 Project, which aimed to reframe American history around the arrival of slave ships on American shores. Last year, Governor DeSantis also signed a bill restricting how schools can talk about race with students. This is Romanchika Singh for iPulse News.
The governor's decision has led to backlash from across the country, from other state lawmakers to national labor unions. Every now and then, we want to feature some of the professors who teach us. Tonight, meet a professor at Lynn who designs digital comic books. Mark Sparcio's book has been published, and he is well known in this creative field. My colleague, Allison Wallace, went over to his office to see his work.
When did you first start writing comic books?
Okay, first start writing comic books was 2016.
What inspired you to make comic books in the first place?
Okay, when I was a kid, I was very athletic, believe it or not. You can't tell now, but I used to play a lot of sports and it blew out my knee. So as a joke, one of my friends gave me a stack of comic books and I started reading them because I couldn't do anything else. And I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. I like these things. And I wanted to start drawing them, and that's how I got into comics.
How long does it take you to make a comic book?
That's a great question. It takes quite a while. If I'm doing a 22-page book, it's gonna take me a couple of months to do it because I'm writing it and drawing it and doing painted covers for it. So it takes about 2-3 months. So what I'm doing with the 2 comic books I'm working on now is I've gotten 4 issues for each series done. And we're gonna try and do a few more before we release them. So I'm way ahead of my deadline.
Where can you purchase one of your comic books?
Okay, well, you can run to your local comic book shop and find them there, or you can go to AmericanMythology.net and order it online. Okay, use your phone to do it.
No wonder comic books and video games make more money than movies. That's all we have for today. I'm Allison reporting for iPulse. Well, actually, we do have more. Another Lynn faculty member who deserves a shout out is Professor Roberto Echeverria, who teaches podcasting. Professor Echeverria believes podcasting has opened a new freeway for popular expression. In our new society, he reports, the exchange of information is the basis for our new economy.
Good morning! Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 4 of the Judgment Free Zone Pod.
Podcasting is an increasingly popular pastime in the United States. The US leads the globe in podcast listeners. During 2021, 117.8 million people in the United States listen to podcasting on a regular basis.
It's almost like sex trafficking. Oh no, she did. She said she felt like she's in an emotional prison.
37% of Americans listen to podcasts every month. Forecasts suggest that the number of podcast listeners will surpass 160 million people by 2023.
Do you like Tom Cruise as an actor, or why?
In August of 2022, the Communications and Design Department at Lynn University pioneered accredited course teaching podcast productions. The state-of-the-art podcast booth includes 4 microphones, 3 cameras, and a media switcher, allowing for video inserting and live phone calls.
We'll also be able to save and replay memories with absolute.
Now, how big is the podcasting market? The global podcasting market is expected to reach $14.25 billion in 2021. Revenue forecast for 2030 is $94.88 billion. Sponsorships are the most common way podcasters make money. This is when the podcast promotes the sponsor during the show. You probably hear your favorite show plug their advertisers a few times in every episode. How much you earn from a sponsor depends on the number of downloads your episodes reach.
And in sports, the Fighting Knights women's basketball team has been on a roll lately. Recently, they faced the Barry University Buccaneers in a home game looking to continue their current winning streak. I was there.
On January 14th, the Lynn University women's basketball team took on the Barry University Buccaneers. The Fighting Knights currently sit in 4th place in their division with 6 wins and only 3 losses. The Knights are led by Ella Fiore with 65 points in her last 3 games. The Fighting Knights in white were off to an explosive start to the first and second quarter. The Buccaneers trailed right behind the Knights, but Lynn stayed in the lead. The Fighting Knights ended the second quarter ahead by a narrow score of 39-38. The Knights pulled away in the third and fourth quarter. They scored multiple 3-point shots and took advantage of defensive breakdowns from the Buccaneers. The Fighting Knights scored 22 points in the third quarter while their defense shut down Barry's offense, ending the game with a 82-74 point win.
It was a big team effort, and we had everybody contribute, and I have some great teammates behind me, and we are on a roll, so I guess everybody contributes, so it's nice.
I'm Clifton Haskin for iPulse.
And I'm Allison Wallace. If you have an event or story you would like us to cover, call us at 561-237-7096 and leave a message.
In the meantime, we'll be back in 2 weeks with another edition of iPulse Live.